Are you looking for even more tips and techniques to get your offer accepted when putting in an offer on a home? Well, look no further, because that's what we're going to talk about today as we go into part 2 of tips and tricks to getting your offer accepted. Stay tuned. Hi there, I'm Josh Freeman with Josh and Katie Homes, and on this channel we love to share tips and tricks to help buyers and sellers as they pursue their real estate dreams. Today we want to talk about some tips and techniques that can help you get your offer accepted as a buyer in the competitive seller's market that we're in, where your offer might be stacked up against a multitude of other offers. In today's competitive market, sellers have the upper hand as buyers fight tooth and nail to get their offer accepted over all the other offers that are coming in that they're competing with. What we're going to talk about is how we can get our offer as the buyer to have a better chance at being accepted and to compete at a higher level than many of the other offers that are coming in. Another strategy that's becoming common in this day and age is to offer above list price. Now, some sellers are still listing their home for above what the home is actually worth, but the majority of them, especially if they have a savvy agent, are listing it for at or just below market value in order to try to get the most money that they can for their home. So one strategy that you have as a buyer is to come in above the list price. Find out, what is this home worth? What do you feel you're willing to pay for this home? And come in above that list price. This especially becomes true if they've already got multiple offers in hand. Because if they have multiple offers, you can bet they're going to play those offers off each other and see who is going to offer the most money. Closely related to this is the ability to add an escalation clause. Now, an escalation clause allows you to automate upping your offer in the event somebody offers more than you. So let's say you offer $400,000 on a home. An escalation clause, let's say you say, any offer that comes in above mine, I want to put $1,000 above their offer. So if you offer $400,000 and you provide the escalation clause, and then buyer Joe comes in and Joe offers the seller $410,000, you will then automatically have your offer upped to $411,000. Now, you will put a cap on this. So you might say, I'm going to come in at 400 with an escalation clause. However, my escalation clause will cap and will not exceed $415,000. So that means if you come in and buyer Joe offered $410, so now you're at $411. Well, if somebody else comes in and they offer $412, you're going to go up, but you will not exceed that cap on the escalation clause. Now, the good news is, in the state of Virginia, if you have an escalation clause in there, the addendum requires that they provide proof of the escalating offer. So we're going to have proof that there was an offer that escalated it, that the seller's not just randomly saying, hey, we got more offers, we're going to crank yours up to the highest mark that you listed. So that's good news, but that is a way to get the seller to notice your offer, because it tells the seller that you really want this house. You can also do a quick close. So on average, people close in 30 to 45 days. Now, if you have a mortgage, there are some things you can do to get a quicker close. If you can get a mortgage and get pre-underwritten in that mortgage amount, then you can offer to close in 30 or sometimes less days rather than the 45 or 60 days some people are doing. But a quick close is definitely something many sellers are looking for, and it especially becomes powerful when it's combined with a leaseback. A couple of other things that help you get there is earnest money. Don't put just the minimum amount of earnest money down, because the more earnest money you put down, the more skin you have in the game, because that tells the seller that you're less likely to walk away from this transaction and just lose the earnest money. The more you put down, the more skin you have in the game. If you find our videos helpful, if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that bell so that you're notified when new videos come up. Let's get back to our discussion. You can also not request any seller concessions. People will often request concessions from the seller. This is often to help cover closing costs or something along those lines. Don't ask for that if you can afford not to, because sellers often don't want to give those concessions in the current market. If you have to ask for it, it's not the end of the world. But if you have the ability to not ask for the concessions, then you can forego asking for any of those in your offer. Now, another option is to waive the appraisal that you are getting done. If you're getting a mortgage, then you're going to have an appraisal done. Now, this does not mean that the appraisal will not be accomplished. What it means is if you offer that $400,000 for the home and the home comes back valued at $395,000, if you waive the appraisal, it means you will be responsible, that you will come to the table with the extra $5,000 to cover what the appraisal did not cover. So it's an appraisal gap, essentially, is what it is, appraisal gap coverage. And so that's another way that you can do that. Now, if you're paying cash and you don't care what the home appraises for, then you can waive it and just not even pay for the appraisal to take place if you were a 100% cash buyer. I hope you've enjoyed these tricks and techniques that can help get your offer not just acknowledged and not just the top of the stack of offers, but it can help it get accepted by the seller. Hey, why don't you go down below in the comments and let us know what questions you have, or let us know how you got your offer accepted. If you're considering listing your home for sale, go in the comments and let us know what you as the seller would be looking for in the terms of an offer for your home. We hope you found this video helpful. Here's some more videos that we think might be of interest to you. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.